everyone to the Quit Stalling Geekcast. I am your host. I am Herald Silvestre, broadcasting live from the Quit Stalling Media Studio. I cannot hear the bed music, but you know what? It's all good. It's all good. I can't hear the intro, but I can hear the massive roar from each and every one of your homes. Yes, the tens and tens of you watching live right now. Welcome, guys. It's a surprise Christmas special. We tried to finagle this in as quickly as we could, and when I say we, that means I'm not alone. We're heading over to the far, far west, the Pacific Northwest to be specific, to Sensei Humor. How you doing, Derek?
Dun, 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 dun. Pull two out.
Pull to out?
I'm trying to get one and two of them came out. What's up, guys? How is everybody doing?
It worked.
Onichi, what is up? Sensei brought his quiver today, but it's not really. I don't have my Clint Barton skills locked in yet, but we'll get there eventually. But hello, guys.
One day, buddy.
One day we'll hit that right on target. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
pun intended.
I definitely know what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm so excited today, guys. We're talking about Hawkeye. If that wasn't obvious already, a very amazing series and show, and I can't wait to get into it, man. I'm super excited.
Oh, dude, Scherzo. Okay, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm sorry. Real quick, I am super excited about today's episode, too. I just want to say that. But Scherzo already fixed the image in post, man. Check it out on Discord.
Oh, did he really now?
He added the bow string.
Did you really, Scherzo? That, you know what? Hire him. Marvel, you here? I know you are. Kevin? Feige, hey.
It looks
Feige,
really good.
I need to head over to my guy Scherzo. There he is.
It looks really good.
Come on, Discord, stop it. It's loading. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, dude,
it looks
that
real.
looks legit, dude. Holy crap, dude, that's so good. It has to be the new picture. Your face, like you. Dude, this is it. Why is this not the? This is the new one. We gotta retweet everything.
I'm using that one for the YouTube thumbnail.
Dude,
so
that is amazing.
I'm open to it. I'm open to it.
Yeah, I'm very open to that. That's Jesus. You did that quick, man. That's amazing.
I'm open to it.
I wonder if fictional archers they do that multi-shot attacks. They only do it because they just accidentally pulled more than one arrow from the quiver and just went with it. Hey, you know what? I will tell you, I've tried. It's very tough to shoot two at once, but it is possible. You know, and he could be right. You could accidentally grab it. You're just like, oh, well, screw it. Might as well.
No time. No time.
Yeah, no time. Just fire. That's an amazing job, man. Jesus. Wow.
Looks real. Okay, guys.
That was really good.
Like I just mentioned, we wanted to do a Christmas special. We couldn't do one over the weekend because it was Sensei Humor's birthday, buddy.
It was.
And right before I ask you what you did on your birthday, I just wanted to clear that up. That's why we're doing one on the weekday. It's actually, if you're watching live, it is Thursday here in Manila. It's Wednesday night in the U.S. and Hawkeye released yesterday. Mm-hmm. So we were super psyched to finally watch it and talk about it. So me and Derek were like, you know what? We haven't been able to talk about Hawkeye all that much. So why don't we do the whole season in one go?
Oh, yeah.
We could do it on a Wednesday because Sensei's also heading up to the mountains and disappearing for the annual dojo retreat.
Yes. We're trying to find the Abominable Snowman every year, so I will update you all on how that happens.
And this year they're actually doing it in hard mode. They're going barefoot.
No clothes, just underwear. We're trying to be like him in natural habitat.
Yeah, to find the Yeti, you must be the Yeti.
Well, shoot, I'm gonna bring my Yeti mug too. He might get jealous. It's came out of me.
So in this episode of the Geekcast, we're actually trying out a couple of new things. So last year, something that I wasn't able to fully implement, we've tried it on the what's it called? We tried it on the Halloween episode as well. We're having like a moving background right now.
Yes.
On stream.
Yes.
I'm testing out my SLR camera as my webcam for
looks
some
great.
shots.
Looks great, man.
For some shots, yeah. I'm trying, you know, like hopefully it looks great.
This is literally the one. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I wasn't. This is the money, you know,
maker. This is the
shot,
money maker.
Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. I tried to get around it.
Yeah, this is the shot with lots of bills.
Yes. You know what? Let's just say it's the money shot. It's the money shot.
The peso shot.
Oh man. Yeah. Yes. Joe in the chat, Sensei, saying happy 21st birthday.
Oh, Joe, thank you. 21st, yeah, you nailed it. Damn, man, no one's ever guessed it that great. Thanks, man.
We're getting up there, man. Pretty soon we're gonna have our quarter life crises at 25.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not going through one already, right now, I'm kidding. But Joe, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the greet, and you too, Skirtle. Thank you guys. Do appreciate it.
We're up there in the triple decades now. Oh.
I know, man. It's crazy. Like, you know, honestly, doesn't feel like it was that long ago, my 21st birthday. To be honest, it really doesn't. Yeah, it's insane.
I was watching the Matrix Resurrections, and I was just like, they were talking about how it's been 20 years since the last one, and I was just like, are you serious?
Really? Right? Hold on, let me pull up my teeth. What?
How come Keanu Reeves looks the same and I don't?
I know. I look like an old buckaroo.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
So, enough about Keanu Reeves, Derek. I want to talk to you. What did you do? How's your birthday? Before we talk about Hawkeye and all that stuff.
Birthday was awesome. Going down the Marvel track, I watched Spider-Man for the second time. On my actual birthday was amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, go right now and watch it. I know it's a lot tougher for some people to watch it right now, quote unquote, the Philippines. But you know what? When it gets out in theaters, try your best to get there because it's a very amazing movie. I mean, I watched it twice, so that could tell you something there.
2 weeks and 2 days, Sensei. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And 2 days.
Oh, that's not that far away, actually.
It feels like a year.
The days will creep. We know when the holidays come up, and hold on. With Mando coming up, it's gonna fly by, and hopefully that will take some tension off because I'm worried for spoilers. But yeah, be mindful, everybody, with spoilers. If you haven't seen it, they're everywhere on media, so just be careful. It's very good. Just ate dinner with a fam. Took us out. Just a lot of family stuff. It was very chill this year. For some of you that do know, I went to a con on December 5th. So I had my early birthday present of hold on, let me go grab it.
Oh, go for it. So as Derek pulls up his early birthday present, we're it's easy to forget, we're 8 days away from Wait, I think I have the image that I can pull up too. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, I think Harold had. Yeah, you might have the actual. The glare is horrible. But there's Daddy Hayden.
So Derek, tell us the story behind. So Derek, the actual thing that we're trying to say for the people who can't see the video is you got to meet Anakin Skywalker himself, Hayden.
I did.
Christensen. Hayden Christensen.
I did. Hayden Daddy said. Yeah, it was man. Dude, I don't even get nervous with like meeting people, but damn, that was crazy. It might have been because I was alone too when it happened. So, like, I don't know. As I got closer to him, and it was so surreal. It was really fast too. It was very in and out, very quickly. But I was able to talk to him for a little bit, and dude, he's handsome as hell, man. He's tall, man. He's really tall.
How tall is he?
Honestly, he might be a 6'2", 6'3". He's
not short, man. Like
not short, man. And I'm not that tall either. I'm like
5'11". Yeah, he played Vader too. So
I mean, he definitely. Oh man, he literally sweetest man. Dude, like I mean, obviously he looks very tired. He's been that's his third day there. He probably was like, man, yeah, I could tell, but man, he was so nice and was like, hey, yeah, what pose you want to do? And I was just like, so I really what I wanted to say was, can you like force choke me? Daddy. And then, yeah, right. But I was like, whatever you want. I couldn't think of anything to say. I was like so starstruck, dude, that I couldn't focus. Like, I hate my pose there. You know what I mean? It was a lot.
You
but
look
not only
great.
did
What are you talking about?
not only did I get a picture with Hayden.
Here, I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up now.
Oh yes, hell yeah, dude. Oh, look at him, man.
Look at
he
that
doesn't age,
smile.
Man. He doesn't age. The force is strong in that one, I'll tell you right now.
I would have loved for you to we talked about this. I would have loved for you to get a little soundbite of him saying "Get off your butts and quit slime,"
Yeah,
but
man.
it's not possible.
Dude, they were like so quick, and I was like, yeah, I really wanted to try to like talk to him too, because I want to do a video with him. But other than the photo, I did get a certain lightsaber signed.
Oh yeah, I could pull that up as well. Here we go.
No. Hey, dude, look at that, man. And he was so nice. Like there, I was able to talk to him a little bit. Like he had a mask on. He was across the table.
So you had
a
your
whole
lightsaber
team.
signed by him, is what you got done,
Yeah,
right?
I did, and that one also got signed. Yes. Oh. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously.
What did he sign it with? That looks printed.
A red Sharpie. It was a red Sharpie. I was able to choose a color. I was gonna choose like gray or silver. So I was like, let's go red for Sith. Why not? Right? Like
yeah.
Saber.
And it looks so natural. It looks like one of those like mass-produced ones because it looks so clean.
Yeah, dude, it was really cool too. It was a very short conversation I had. I was like, hey man, I love you. I was like, your stuff is amazing. I said I love the prequels, no matter what people say, man. You did amazing.
You said no matter what the people say?
I said that, dude. I said I know some people I hate it. You're the best Anakin ever. Don't let anybody tell you wrong. And I was just like, I hope you like in Seattle. He goes, yeah, it's pretty cold up here. Like, yeah. I should have said, I know you hate the sand, so you might like it up here. Damn, missed opportunity. I should have had him sign a jar of sand. I should have had him sign, right?
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been good. Next time I see him.
You could have just had him written like, I hate it, and then his signature.
Yeah, I hate this signed by Chris. That'd have been great. But yeah, man, I mean, so I had that. So nothing too big on my birthday. So that was
nothing too big. You got to meet Hayden Christensen on your
that was
birthday.
like best early birthday present I guess I could have got. Those. I don't really, meeting people like that. I don't really try to, because he was kind of pricey. I'm not gonna lie, he was pretty pricey.
Don't make him sound like a prostitute.
No. If he is, he's the best one around. Okay. Hey, you want
Family show.
Say me real quick. I know. The force is strong in this. No. But yeah, he was. I don't like normally go out of my way to do stuff like that, but obviously with Hayden, I love Star Wars more than anything, so I was like, I had to do it.
Yeah.
It was very fun though. So, but other than that, it's a lot of hanging out at home, getting ready for the holidays, celebrating here for Christmas. How about you, man? You doing anything crazy for Christmas coming up? Doing anything fun?
I've been trying as hard as I can to avoid going out, but
I hear ya.
But the family planned something like a quick dinner out, and I was like, they're guilting me, so I'm trying. It's that Catholic guilt, man.
I hear you.
That's what they get you with.
Hang out with your family, huh? See them for so long.
We'll see what happens. That's supposed to be
let me know what happens.
Like 24 hours from now, and then the day after, we'll do the gift opening here at our apartment.
Nice.
So I got gifts for everyone.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. Aside from that, like I have the rest of the year off, so I'm just getting all the sleep I can.
Yes, dude. Yes.
I'm recharging so hard.
Do it, man. Do it.
It's been.
That's
insane.
like sometimes it's the best vacation you need right there. Just sleep.
Just staying in. I'm glad the pandemic's making it so that I don't have to go out to all these parties or whatever. Like the typical like holiday season. I could just like, wake up in the morning or maybe in the afternoon, depending on what time I fell asleep, and then I'll be able to just eat. If I have nothing I really want to get done or nothing urgent, I just go back to sleep. I just recharge again. Because, once the new year comes, it's more work again. So I'm just trying to get everything
Get that rest, man. Get that rest, man.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I've rewatched Brooklyn Nine-Nine a little bit.
Nice.
Yes. I watched the Ted Lasso holiday special, Matrix, like I talked about, and of course, I couldn't I couldn't not watch Hawkeye. I watched The Witcher. I've enjoyed it. A lot of the people who read the books and played the games aren't too big on the Witcher season 2, and okay. I haven't played the game. Yeah, I've seen the game. I haven't read the books, but I can see some of their points. But I don't hate it as much as they do. Okay. But
you see how it is, right? When we obviously I haven't either. So usually when you watch something, it's kind of hard to critique it because it's like you see it like this, and you're like, oh, I like it how it is. There's nothing wrong with it. So yeah.
But, and that's the thing, right? I think that's a good case for why you shouldn't check out the source material before you if you haven't yet.
Okay.
Don't check the source material. Check out the adaptation first, and then hit up the source material. So it only goes up from there. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. That's a great point. Yeah, actually, that's a really great point.
You're like, I enjoyed the TV show, and it got me to read the books, and I love the books even more.
That should be the new. That should be the new code.
Yeah.
Instead of you didn't read the original, so you're such a pleb. Like, no, man. How about hey? You know what? I think you'll really enjoy the original a lot more. Mm-hmm. You should give it a read afterwards or a watch.
Yeah, and even if it was the other way around, like how you and I have consumed certain media, I can't think of an example right now. Like, it's always a good way to be like, no, it wasn't for me. Instead of
right.
Yeah, instead of being like, oh no, bro, read the book first.
Yeah, bro.
There's always like a better way to go about things. I think that's what we preach here, right? Like,
yes,
don't don't gatekeep. If someone liked the other version, like, it's fine. You're
Quit
not
stalling them from watching it, guys. Enjoying it.
No one will hurt you because they liked it more. No one. So why go on the offensive is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I like it.
Hey man, oh man, could you imagine if people were like, Endgame was okay, but the Infinity Gauntlet saga in the comics was so much better. Like, come on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know.
Well, thankfully, it was universally loved, and Endgame remains to be my favorite movie of all time.
Thankfully.
Oh man, Endgame's so good. If you haven't seen it yet, Endgame.
Yeah.
Scherzo saying Sleep is good. Sleep is so good.
Sleep is great.
I have never enjoyed Sleep as much as I do as an adult.
I know. It's just so much better when you're older. You just don't want to get up.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Derek, we've delayed enough.
Yes, sir.
People are here to talk about Hawkeye.
Let's knock this arrow, baby.
Oh yeah. Knocking it back. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Guys, we're going to talk about Hawkeye. Spoiler alert. And Derek, our segment on Hawkeye is brought to you by our friends down at Oceanside. Oh, why is that messed up? I don't know why that looks like that. Our friends over at Oceanside, California. Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar. Oh my gosh. Say hello to Lachelle, Aris.
Yes, please.
And if he's there, Tio, Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar, your place to get comic books and coffee, whether you're in California or not. Derek, if someone lives in the Pacific Northwest, how can they get their comics from Panels?
You guys can go over to the website, which is leagueofcomicgeeks.com. Again, that is leagueofcomicgeeks.com. I'm also plugging it into the chat for you guys to look at. It's a very, very super friendly website to use, guys. User friendly, excuse me. You just make a profile, you pick your comic book store, and you start pulling your comics, and they'll send them out to you. The greatest thing is, in my case, for example, I live way up on the east or west coast, like kind of up higher from California. However, I have Panels Comic Book Coffee as my store, so I can pull my comics. They can send them all at once. They can send them weekly. It's however you want it. It's very cool. The site's really cool too, guys. Like, it has topics of the week, things coming out. It's very, very awesome. So head over there right now and start pulling those comics. Again, that is leagueofcomicgeeks.com. Head over there now and start pulling.
That's right. leagueofcomicgeeks.com, people. Browse and check out maybe Matt Fraction's Hawkeye if they have it in store.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's a good one.
That's the series that was adapted, brother, for this. Yeah. So yeah, check out our friends Panels or your friendly neighborhood comic book shop. Panels Comic Book Coffee Bar.
There you go.
There we go. Let's give them a little love here.
There you go. Yeah, definitely tell them quit stalling Santas if you guys are maybe someone walk down there from LA watching us and say, hey, quit stalling sent me over.
Oh yeah.
That sexy guy Harold. Yeah.
That
and that
sensei
old ass
humor.
that
He's
old
so
man
funny.
sensei. That
He's
old
so
sensei.
Oh man.
Tell him hello for us.
But let's talk about Hawkeye. Oh,
Let's do it, man.
Let's
do it, man.
Okay. First episode. I know some people weren't. I saw the talk online. Some people weren't too keen on Hawkeye at the very start.
Okay.
For one reason or another, like, oh, it wasn't focused on Hawkeye. It was all about Christmas. Buddy, I loved it.
I know.
It's my
I
jam.
love it too.
I love it. I love this whole series, man. It's my jam.
Yes.
Where'd you
His
get the
interactions with Kate Bishop were
Black market
amazing.
auction?
Okay, spoiler alert, guys. We're talking about the
bought
whole
it.
season. Once again, for
No,
those of you
not
just tuning in,
exactly.
we're talking about the whole season.
Whole
of
season of
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, yes.
Sensei.
So what all did you do in
They
this
did a
suit?
great job of establishing who Kate Bishop
I'll beat
is.
some guys
You know, it
up.
didn't feel
They
very.
did.
It did feel very coming of age at the start, where they show her in college, messing up
Creepy old vigilante.
the bell tower
Shouldn't you
with
be
a
in
friend.
school?
But man, I enjoyed the series as a whole. What did you
I
think
do.
Upon first seeing Kate, and because we didn't really see Clint too much at the start.
Right. And I think they handled it really well. For example, Marvel seems to do this very well with newer people. Especially the series gives such a backstory, even though there's not really a whole lot of it. So obviously, we didn't get to see all of Kate's life and like how she grew up. We didn't have a movie for that, but they were able to carefully put anything into the series, which kind of let you know like how she was the person growing up. And you kind of like you get this whole feeling, okay, it's believable, right? Like all these feats that she does when she's older. Marvel did a really, really good job, and you kind of just quickly putting that in there, get where she got her inspiration from. Very awesome. I think it did well. I love Kate. Haley Steinfeld played a great Kate.
But you're talking about how they established her character and how she's so good at things.
Yes.
A lot of it was actually through the very well-crafted intro sequence in the first episode, where they kind of show like a cartoon stylized version of Kate going through gymnastics and judo trophies and winning fencing and archery and all that. They didn't even have to give us like the traditional origin story of like a montage of her actually doing the stuff,
Just to stop you here, Harold, they're saying the audio was on for the clips.
Oh, was the audio on? Okay, I'll turn that off.
Yeah,
then.
just let you know. Just,
Oh wow. Whoa.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm getting a FaceTime call too. Give me a quick second, sir.
Tell Clint I said hello.
Oh, okay. I will.
So yes, guys, just kind of going into it. Footage, audio over. Okay, yeah, we go. Hopefully we got it. Hopefully it's good now. Thank you, Skurzo and BMO for giving us that tip there. But yeah, so we're kind of going into it. I can kind of continue on here. I really enjoyed the fact that Kate Bishop was introduced. I don't know too much about Kate Bishop and Hawkeye in general. So for those in chat, if anyone knows like a lot about it, feel free to let us know. I did read the story that it was based off of. They took a couple things here and there from it, but overall, I really liked Kate's character. So just seeing it, how it kind of, progressed, and I really, really love how she's like a fangirl of Hawkeye.
Dude, yes.
I love that. That was my favorite thing about it, her character.
And it didn't feel too overeager.
Creepy.
Of course, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't feel creepy, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, because
Exactly.
it's so easy to have that play off as, oh, she's kind of like a stalker. We've seen those in shows like The Boys, where it could be a little obsessive and like you said, it's kind of creepy. And
Right.
I'm glad they were able to navigate that as well as they did.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, we established like Kate and her kind of awkward relationship with her mom. We get to see that play out, and it ends up being really relevant by the end. And I want to get your thoughts, Derek, on the whole family dynamic, because it is a Christmas themed show overall, right?
Yes.
So like, how did
like
you feel
it.
about that?
I like it because I think a lot of Christmas movies, even the older
You might
ones,
have to
there's always, despite the holidays and being it cheerful, there's always some drama going on.
That's
seems to be
true.
some going right, and I like how they kind of stuck to that. Like, obviously, it's Christmas, the happy time. You know, the world's saved, Thanos is gone, all that good stuff. But you know, there's these little things too, these little like drama stuff that happens between families that could also reach a bigger scale, I could say. But I really love how it seemed like for the show, it wasn't obviously it's just a family drama, right? It wasn't like a crazy thing. I mean, it was, but you know what I mean? It wasn't.
It's not something you get away with too easily in a movie when you have like such a compressed amount of time.
It'd be like, why is this the drama? It's like a movie, right? This is a perfect size drama for the show.
Perfect B plot.
Yes, I liked it. So I thought that was really cool because obviously you don't get the action, but you also have what's going on and behind the scenes type of thing. You know what I mean? There's like two families that there's like we get to see going on here, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I think one of the things the show did well is the fact that they managed to balance Clint's story of his PTSD, his trying to catch up with his family. Later on, you find out like there's a little hint at his wife's time at Shield, you know, and how they actually got to meet and why certain things are so important in the whole series, like the watch that he ends up looking to find.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of stuff like that makes the show actually kind of rewatchable because you end up missing certain things. You know, but they also do a great job of kind of reminding you as you go along, like, oh yeah, that was a whole plot point. You know, and I really enjoyed how they balance all that, especially a big reveal that we see later on in the series, Derek, that we could actually jump to right now because it was one of the bigger reveals of episode 5 is Kingpin.
Did
you see that coming? Did you see that?
I did not see that coming at all, especially with how careful they were not saying his name. So they I feel like they baited that, which is really nice. I'm like, oh, they're not gonna say his name. They're not gonna say it because they're not ready for it yet. They're not gonna, you know, obviously they're not gonna introduce him. And for those who have maybe been a fan of the series on Netflix before Hawkeye came out, Daredevil, the Daredevil series, Kingpin was in that show. So
this specific version of Kingpin.
This specific version, specific version, same actor was in the show, was also shown in Hawkeye. So that was a huge reveal for me. My whole I've read and seen rumors and murmurs about a possible Kingpin coming into the MCU. We didn't know who it was.
No one said it was going to be in Hawkeye.
People
hope.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things that it might happen eventually. But here you're like, bam, it happened. There it is. Kingpin. It was right really, there. It's crazy.
It's really great to see they Marvel and the MCU do a great job of giving us fan service, right?
Yes,
yes,
indeed.
You know, they managed to deliver on a scale that's kind of impossible. You know, like with Endgame, especially. Yes. That's something we referenced earlier. But you know, they I guess they listened. You know, people were always saying Vincent D'Onofrio played an amazing Kingpin in the Netflix Daredevil in the Netflix series. I don't know how involved he was in the other shows actually, but you know, it was always something the fans were adamant about. Aside from Charlie Cox, who everyone loves as Daredevil, and Kevin Feige, you know, has actually confirmed that Charlie Cox, if Daredevil is going to appear, if Matt Murdock is going to appear in the MCU, it will be Charlie Cox. So he kind of let that out of the bag as well.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's great to hear.
He confirmed it.
I love Charlie Cox, man. He's like one of my favorite actors, so I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, and they delivered again, bringing us Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin, and they played the pronoun game a lot in episode 5.
Right,
they were like,
they did.
He, him, big guy.
Big guy.
Boss,
your boss,
right? And it was cool to finally to have it pay off so quickly and so efficiently. That it didn't overpower the series, because if you introduce Kingpin earlier on, you know, it's going to take away a lot of from the plot points that they're looking to establish. You know, Yelena looking to get revenge for someone who she thinks killed her sister, a plot point that was set up at the end of the Black Widow movie in the post credits. we get a bit of a payoff with Clint's family finally coming back, and we're getting to know how the world, or at the very least New York, is dealing with the loss of the Avengers and the victories of the Avengers, because we see Rogers the musical playing out throughout at the very start and then at the very end of the series. So it's super cool to see how all these interactions play out. And Derek, we talked about this off camera, and I really want to bring this up before I forget, man.
Yes, do it. It's so amazing.
So Rogers the musical, if you guys see the first guy that shows up, this guy in the business suit, and you're like, oh, he seems familiar to me. If you guys have ever seen Rent, this guy is actually, the guy in the suit is Adam Pascal. He plays Roger in Rent. He's the original rock star in Rent. And for those of you who are like, oh, I never saw Rent, but he still seems familiar to me, you might just be like Sensei Humor.
Yes.
Or me, and know him from School of Rock is the guy from No Vacancy that kicks out Jack Black from the band. He's the guy that goes, so heal me, I'm hot sick. So that's him. And he's got such a very distinct voice, and I wanted to bring that up before we move forward. It was a nice little Easter egg for me personally. I don't know if it's
that was awesome, man. Yeah, I did. Especially, I was what Harold said. I was seeing this guy, and like, looks familiar. His face, but maybe he just has one of those faces. I'm usually pretty good at seeing an actor.
He's older now.
Pinpoint where they're from, right? And I'm like, no, maybe he just has one of those faces. And when he said School of Rock, I was like, wait a minute, oh my god, it is the guy, the lead singer from No Vacancy. That's insane. That was very awesome. I'm gonna have to watch that again and enjoy that even more than I did. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously, kind of just talking about the ending there. I would have loved to have it. I know everyone would have loved to have a crazy, end scene, maybe hoping for another show in the future. I mean, coming from Loki and WandaVision, Falcon, it's hard, man, to match up every time. So yeah, I will say I really enjoyed this at the end. It was nice. I mean, I'm sure we all were wondering it after the first episode. You're like, what? There's a musical on the Avengers? I gotta see this. It's more of curiosity, and you get to see it at the end, so it's pretty cool.
It brings up the point, would you watch Rogers the musical in the universe? Right? Because you would. There's celebrities. Yeah. You want to see, if you never got to see, footage of the things play out, you'd be like, oh, this seems like an interesting time. And Clint really, relives the whole PTSD. And it's a nice little parody as well, because, Ant-Man shows up, and he wasn't anywhere near the Battle of New York.
Yes. Yeah, right.
I love the ridiculopathy of everything.
Yeah.
So I want to go back. I want to circle back real quick to the final episode, Derek. As MJ in the chat, in the YouTube chat, says Kingpin was a Skrull all along. I like that theory. I like that theory that Wolverine.
I do like that theory.
It's interesting, but to talk about the Kingpin real quick, since we recency bias, I really want to bring up a lot of the final episode, because it does such a great job of culminating the season as a whole. Dude, they make Kingpin look like an absolute monster truck of a human being. He took an arrow to the chest. He freaking ran Kate Bishop through everything. One single punch.
I loved it.
Had her flying. I want to get your thoughts on this portrayal, because in the Daredevil version, or the earlier portrayal of Kingpin in Daredevil, he was a beast, but he wasn't this level of unstoppable force. So I want to get your thoughts on that real quick.
I love it. I obviously kind of going off what you're saying. Obviously in Daredevil, Kingpin was a threat to be dealt with. He was very big guy, definitely a beast. I loved how they brought that over. My whole worry was that it was going to be Disneyfied. I don't know if that's a word to use, but I thought they're going to make him kind of weaker. Mm-hmm. But definitely was not the case. I loved it because I've heard, Kingpin, if you guys don't know in the comics, he's huge. He's a big guy. It's abnormally huge. It doesn't even make sense.
If you've seen Spider-Verse,
that's literally an accurate thing. So I love how they didn't go to that extreme, but they kind of took the tankiness, I guess, of that body.
Tankiness, I like that.
Took it into this character. He's just eating everything. And yeah, I honestly was just so happy to see that he was a force to be reckoned with, because he's a very common Spider-Man villain. He's a very common villain to everyone. He's one of the big bads, you know? So it's good to see that he, you know, I would have hated it if, like, Kate would have, like, won by a landslide and just, like, you know, oh, I gotcha kind of thing. But I really liked how they made him very menacing. Dude, very Kingpin.
You talked about tanking. The dude got hit by a car and got right back up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Just like nothing happened. Like, yeah, okay. Shake it off. Shot by an arrow. Just goes, yep. Breaks it off.
And you're talking about the fear of Disneyfying him. I think one case that brings up how ruthless this version of Wilson Fisk is, you know, you cut to someone in the car that's already been shot in the head, and then back out, you pan back out, and he just threw someone in the middle of the air and he lands back down on the car, obviously dead. So, you know, this dude is, they don't show him at his most brutal, in the sense of he doesn't literally like squeeze someone's head off or take a car door and execute them like in the Daredevil series.
Right.
But
dude, even here, he took the door off like with ease. You just yank it off.
Yeah.
Don't leave, Eleanor. You just like open the door. I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty or something. That'd be so funny. But dude, like, yeah, you said it, man. And remind me again, Harold, the name of the actor. It's
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio. You guys, this guy, incredible actor. Like I said it in Daredevil, and he brought the same, if not better, energy in this episode. Just great, man. Fantastic.
He was less menacing and less cerebral in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But I think it's because we're getting a different scenario with him, which is nice.
Right. Of course.
A different type of villain where, you know, this isn't Matt Murdock, who's plagued his underground crime syndicate for months. This is him thinking, okay, this should be a quick and easy cleanup. You know, and it's played off that way. You know, I've seen some minor criticism at the writing of Kingpin, but to me, I think it fits a scenario. This series isn't about him as much as Daredevil was. You know, if anything, he's there to move the plot along for
future
Echo
installments.
For Echo and for Clint and for Kate. You know, he's not meant to be the be-all, end-all bad guy as much as they fear him. It's actually kind of meant to establish, like, okay, Fisk is here. He's dangerous, but, you know, at the end of the day, this isn't about him. And I really like that. You know, he doesn't, while he steals every scene he's in, he doesn't necessarily, the world doesn't rotate around him. The world doesn't gravitate around him. You know, I think they do a great job in the entire series. Yelena could have easily have stolen the whole series by the time she shows up and makes it about her vendetta, but it still centers around Kate and Clint, which is a very tough thing to do.
Especially with a lot going on, like you were saying. Yeah, this is crazy. They did it really well.
Dude, what did you think about Clint being able to actually, you know, talk about how much losing I was gonna say Scarlet. How much losing, how much losing Widow was Natasha was to him, because again, people in the past have said, "Oh, it happened too fast. He looked sad at the funeral," but you know, they wanted to see how that plays out for him because he got his family back and what the repercussions were. Because personally, I like the tortured soul.
I do too. And kind of go on that, like, to answer those people who might be wondering. Yeah, it was kind of sad, like at first, but he didn't really seem to care. I think it's a little bit more than that. I feel like it's in Clint's eyes, he doesn't understand why he got to live over her, right? Natasha, even at the end of the episode here, we see him tell Yelena that's just who Natasha is. She's gonna do all this stuff. Whereas Clint, he's been wanting, you know, to clear his conscience a little bit. He's killed people, murdered hundreds of people, it seems like. and he's just like he doesn't get it, and he has to live with this. And I like seeing that struggle throughout the episodes, and you kind of see him, you know, especially when he looks at the memorial of all the Avengers, and he's like, I'm gonna make what I can out of what you gave, out of the life you gave back to me. So he's trying, you know, he's trying little by little. He's still struggling, obviously, right? You can see it in the beginning. Even Kate is kind of saying, you know, you just need to like kind of you be more open about yourself. You can't just be so like enclosed and off to everybody.
Yeah.
And you know, she's kind of helping him a little bit, kind of cope, I guess is the right word. And I feel like at the same time, Yelena was going through it too. You know, I think deep down she knew, you know, obviously why would her best friend do this? But at the same time, it seems that that's what happened. And I love the dialogue they had at the end because you can definitely see, you know, it was almost like Hawkeye didn't even want to really fight her, man. He's just kind of like, you know, he just kind of was like, I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to believe me, but
yeah,
I didn't do, you know, you can feel it, man. You can feel how much it still pains him being how long it's been that he just wished it was him instead of her, but
yeah,
that was her choice. So
dude, Bima brings it up perfectly. It's survivor's guilt, you know.
Yes.
And Natasha sees things, you know, Natasha saw things far clearer than Clint ever could in that moment where she's like, you have a family. My family is kind of broken. She was able to fix some of that, you know, before they had to go on these missions. But now we also get to see, you know, in revealing what Yelena had done during the snap, she hadn't done anything. She was snapped herself.
Yeah, so, right.
Now we also see how that plays into everything. You know, you don't actually get to appreciate it as much until later on, where you're like, oh my gosh, Natasha was so pissed and heartbroken at the fact that Yelena got snapped. That's why she was so, you know, aside from her closest friends and family in the Avengers,
right,
getting snapped, the one person who she tried to protect, we didn't know. Well, now we do. Yelena, you know, who she just reconnected with recently, got snapped, and that must have weighed so heavy on her because, like Yelena said, they didn't get to spend that much time together.
Right.
That was one of the big, for me, the big dialogue points with Yelena and Clint. You know, like, you got to spend all that time with her. It's not fair, and it really isn't. You know,
because when she left the end of Black Widow, that was like already transitioning into Infinity War, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was after that. It was just that was it. So I get it.
So like she had a movie's worth of time with Natasha after not seeing her for forever.
Right.
And yeah, it was rough. It's definitely going to be scarring, and you're definitely going to have blinders on if that happens to you. You know. Bimo in the chat says, it's weird how Kate didn't mind Clint having killed people in the past, but turned her mom in so easily without hearing her explanation. I think, I definitely agree with that. You know, especially with the mom explaining that it was kind of like a burden put on her from the dad, because she had no idea that the dad was going through all that underworld, you know, business. Like, how did you feel about that, Jack? Because like that was really
I agree.
For me.
I agree too. I kind of looked at it though as like, so like maybe she kind of accepted Clint a little bit more because she didn't really know Clint, but whereas this is her mom, she's known her whole life, so it was more like, wow, like I haven't known you. How long has this been going on? You know, like I mean, obviously what Clint did was not acceptable at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I think in her case it was like maybe there's more that I don't know about in his case that I should get to know him a little more, whereas her mom was like lying to her, you know, for a long time and throughout her life, and
it was more personal for her.
There you go. Yeah, that's perfect way to say it. More because personal for her, but
Clint was an idol that up until the series was just like a figure like that was, you know, arm's reach, you know, like
right.
But now that she got to know Clint, okay, like she knew Clint after all the bad stuff, but she knew the mom throughout the bad stuff.
Right.
And she had no clue, and she felt betrayed. I still think it was a little harsh, but that's just like the family dynamic I think at play. I think that's as not well as that plays off in a TV setting or in a narrative setting. That's kind of what had happened in real life too. You know, it's easy to forgive a celebrity than it than it is to forgive your own family.
Right,
you know,
right. Oh yeah.
when they make mistakes.
I think she kind of was like, I think Yelena was kind of hinting to Kate too, like, oh, how long have you known him? She's like,
yeah,
a week. Like, right. Like, that was kind of funny. But yeah, but definitely, yeah, for sure. Kind of, it was. I will definitely say
it was harsh.
It was definitely strange that she didn't like confront him about it. It was kind of like, okay, well, you're Ronin, so cool.
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
And she was so ready to give up the mom, right? It was
right.
It was a little harsh, like talk to your mom a bit first before you do, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe get her side, because the mom was trying to explain, right? Like this was for. I was trying to get out, and the older I get, the more I sympathize with the mom. Right. She was doing everything she could to give Kate a good life, despite the dad burdening her with.
I mean, and she was trying to get out, at least, right? We definitely saw she was trying to get out.
Yeah.
Definitely sucked that she hired Elena, but that was a little sad. But she definitely was. At least she was trying to get out of it, right? And she was like, "Well, now my daughter knows where I draw the line, and I want to get out. I want out." And of course, Kingpin, there's never a way out with him, right?
And it makes sense, right? Like, as kind of sanitized and Disney-fied as it is, you can't really leave a life of crime. That John Wick kind of
really
shows us that too.
Yeah, he really can't. It always comes back to you, no matter what.
BMO's asking, like, who takes over the family business? Yeah, and those security clients are going to be very displeased with the Bishop family.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
I feel like that business is going to go under.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, we can kind of segue this into what do you think about the final scene we saw of Kingpin? What do you think of that whole situation?
Ooh, okay. Let me bring it up on screen real quick, too, because I like that. So this scene with Maya and Fisk, a little stare down before she points the gun, and we pan away, and we see a muzzle flash go off in the background. That's actually a tribute to the comics.
It is, right.
Yeah, Maya shoots Kingpin in the comics, and that's a really amazing scene in that sense. Narratively, it doesn't pay off so well in the show.
Right.
We got a lot of Maya, and we established that the reason why she's doing this is because Kingpin had her father murdered for selfish reasons, for business reasons.
Yeah.
But the whole I love you was too quick. Fisk's kind of treating her like an adoptive daughter was too quick. It wasn't satisfying.
Wasn't built up enough for sure. Yeah.
But again, they did what they could in 6 episodes, which I really appreciate.
Yes.
Yes. But I know what you're asking me, Derek. Story feelings aside, you're asking me, do I think they killed Kingpin off in that scene or not? I'm gonna tell you, brother. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
No way, right?
That is a classic TV trope of cutting away.
Oh yeah.
And bro.
Bro.
No way. No way they
You can't kill Kingpin. Are you kidding me?
No.
You can't kill him. Kingpin killed you. You don't kill Kingpin.
I think at the very most, she maims him, right? Or mortally wounds him. I don't think she kills him straight up.
I'm trying to remember too, if in Daredevil, I feel like he's gotten shot and nothing happens. I feel like it was similar to the Arrow. He's like, oh, all right, that's it. That's what I can imagine. He gets shot. This is how you treat your family, Maya.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then you just I just all the scenes I remember of and reminding you, chat, that the Daredevil series is rated R, so he did a lot of choking and a lot of bloody beatdowns, and I just think of how crazy he was. So it's just crazy to. I'm excited though, man. Yeah, I'm so excited to see where it's gonna lead. I'll be honest.
Yeah. And without thinking about the Daredevil series, they do a really good job of establishing this dude as a tank, like you said, right? He gets hit by a car, he gets shot with an arrow straight up, and shakes all that off.
Strength.
So I think as fatal as a bullet would be to most people, and especially even in this universe, not especially even in this universe, I don't think he dies. Narratively, someone who just gets established doesn't make a lot of sense. But
To kill him
emotionally
off, yeah.
as well, I don't think I could accept that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Uh,
Definitely would accept hopefully an explanation. Kind of
Yeah.
suck we didn't get that, but
But you know,
we'll see.
with that in mind, you know, this being the MCU, we also already know that Echo Maya is getting her own spin-off series as well. So that'll probably, you know, that'll be explained there for like, I have no doubt. Yeah. So overall, I don't think no way. Even if he is a Skrull, no way he
Yeah.
does.
No way.
No
No
way.
way.
I enjoyed, you know, just finishing off on the Kingpin note. I enjoyed him being there. He
Yeah.
definitely enhanced the entire series, the entire
For sure.
season. Can we talk about the trials and tribulations of one Clint Barton real quick, Derek? We already talked about how Natasha's had an influence on him. We talked about how he's had to deal with his guilt throughout the entire series. But one thing I really want to point out is how he treats people. This dude,
Yeah.
you could already imagine someone in his position shrugging off the LARPers and being really arrogant and saying this stuff is beneath me. But he goes out of his way to be nice to them, and it's just so I'm at a loss for words, Derek. It's adorable. It was the most
adorable.
Christmas thing.
Adorable is the perfect way to put it.
Oh my gosh, it was the most Christmas thing of this series, was seeing him kind of just play along so that he doesn't belittle, you know, people. And
I like too. They're like that's like you enjoyed that. You like that. He just like I feel like he tried to deny it, but I feel like he was having some fun. You know.
he had that spinning like sword slash.
I know.
That got a lot of people. I'm trying to find it, but like you're right. There's no way he didn't enjoy. At this point,
Yeah,
when he's
look at
twirling
him.
the sword.
He loved it, man. He's a LARPer, man. That's him. He just totally owns everybody. But he's like, man, I've killed mafias and yakuza. If he just do anything to me, yeah.
It's great.
So funny though. It's funny though, man. And you know, also in retrospect, it's crazy to see how long Clint's been in the MCU, and I actually kind of going on this message I felt was like portrayed through the movie, which I agree. I think even in our real life situation, Hawkeye is not really somebody that's popular as Iron Man, Thor, and I really liked how this story kind of enriched him and made you see why you should like him.
Yeah.
The exact same, you know. And I mean, like I said, I love Hawkeye. It's like Kate said, like I love that line. She's like, I saw you, someone that's just a human being who can't fly, who doesn't have powers, flew off the building and was fighting aliens with a stick and string.
Yes.
Dude, that's insane. You just gotta think about it like that. You know, it's crazy. I love that. I love like that whole line was basically, you know, and he's just a person like everybody else, and I just loved seeing that kind of that growth within Clint. Like you don't really get to see a lot of that, right? Because Clint was always kind of just there in the movies.
Yeah.
He had his own thing, and here we actually got to see a little more of who he actually was. So it was cool.
And it's so easy to have him continue to be that whenever he's on screen, right?
Right.
It's easy to just have him be the background guy, the support guy. But, you know, I don't know if this is a testament to the writing or Jeremy Renner or all of it put together, which it probably is all of it put together.
Right.
But, you know, you care about Clint Barton. And it's easy to just be like, why am I even watching Hawkeye?
Yeah, right.
Oh, man. And you're smiling because of this scene. I'm going to pull it up again.
The trick arrows, man. We gotta talk about the trick arrows in this show were amazing.
And this one specifically, when it gets into focus and it says Pym, I was like, oh no!
The Pym arrow, bro, my truck. You
it's
break
so
truck
good.
With a bow. Yeah, dude. Wow. And
Yeah.
I like that. I like seeing his arsenal like a little bit more. You know what I mean? And even at the last episode there, all the unique ways and how he like basically creates all his arrows. I love that, man.
Smart.
He's
He's
so
not
innovative.
just physically capable of you know hitting his bullseye every time. he's
Right.
he's smart. He's not.
He's innovative, man. It's insane.
He's not just a jock. He's not just an
Yeah.
archery jock. Yeah. Another thing I really appreciated about the series is showing how battle worn Clint is, especially with his hearing aid. With his hearing aid.
Yeah.
And they flash back to all the times he was next to an explosion. as funny as that quick montage was of like
right.
It's real. It's very real because we never.
Oh yeah, man.
Aside from Tony's heart and arc reactor, which was easily shrugged off by the fact that he could actually just pull it out and live without it anyway.
Yeah.
I love seeing the fact that yes, this guy is the most human of the Avengers in terms of the beating he takes. He needs to ice his knees. His wife needs to remind him that. He has a hearing aid because of all the times he's had audible trauma.
Right.
It does a great job of showing the fact that yes, these guys are superheroes. And even in this whole Marvel Disney universe of people miraculously healing from every injury, there are people who are gonna live with the hits that they take, and it's I really like it. It's the detail that you think about and you geek out about with friends on podcasts like the Quetzalcoatl Geekcast, but it's typically not the type shown on screen because there's no time.
Right.
There's no time to explain that, but they do here, and it just that's the benefit of doing a 6-part series instead of just one movie.
Yes, yeah, I totally agree. We've said this plenty of times on the show, but just them being able to stretch a story out in 6 episodes or more, have they done multiple times on Disney Plus already? It's just, I think it's the best way, man. Obviously, the movies are impacted even more, but it's almost, for me, it's almost kind of taken cartoon tropes and even anime for that reason, right? Put a lot of the story in the show and just do a movie about some epic event. Why not?
Yes.
And I mean, this series amongst the many already on Disney Plus, I think is a great example of how well that's done. You know what I mean?
Derek, I gotta ask you, man.
Yeah.
As well earned as it was to get a Black Widow movie and Scarlett Johansson finally getting to lead her own solo film, I need to ask you, do you think fleshing out Natasha's story would have been done better in a series versus a movie?
Ooh.
And that's something I ask the chat too. And I have points for this, but I'd love to hear your thoughts before I give out my points.
I think yes, and I'm going to say yes and no. I'm going to say yes because I feel like, I'm going to say no because I feel like so far how they've done her story has been great.
Okay.
And obviously, the things they've added here and there to make it even more impactful is good. And that's what kind of leads to my yes, is that I feel like they could just slowly keep putting stuff to support her story or foreground her story, right? Because obviously, we're going to see more of Yelena. That's obvious. We can get more of Natasha throughout stuff like that too. You know what I mean? So I think they could. I mean, Marvel's, if anyone can do it, I feel like when shoving story out of nowhere, they've always done very good. With that, you know what I mean? Even we've said on the show lots of times, Spider-Man, people don't realize that he was just thrown into Civil War and amazing. We love Spider-Man.
Amazing.
Yeah. Pun intended.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think they could definitely pull it off. But definitely at this time, after everything, would definitely love more for sure.
Yeah.
But
I think
yes
if it wasn't such a big deal of having her lead her own movie, I think it would have her narrative would have better benefited from a long series, because you could have instead of just alluding to the time she spent with Clint hiding out and after the bombing, that could have been a great bottle episode, or at least a huge chunk of one episode where they actually talk about things and actually have a scene with Renner and Scarlett Johansson, talking about family and talking about all this.
Have Taskmaster show up every now and then too. That'd be pretty sick.
Right, better flesh out Taskmaster and describe the powers of Taskmaster and how better lead everything up. I think have an actual episode in the suburbs that feels like Stranger Things.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, and BMO has a great point. Yeah, she deserved a movie. I totally agree, and I think it was. Yeah, I think I mentioned earlier it was very well earned, and it was nice to see her lead her own movie. BMO said, but it makes it harder to close her story since it feels more like there's more to tell, and I think that's our point too. Unfortunately, that's how. Fortunately and unfortunately, that's how it had to play out. But I like your take too, Derek, where now they can, maybe flesh out her story in different ways. But yeah, I think it would have been nice to have this version of Natasha, this type of storytelling for Natasha's backstory.
And I don't want to like jump the gun and say this is what it is, but I almost feel like too, if you think about it, and let's be real here, a lot of people probably weren't as impressed with Black Widow because she's not like a main Avenger, right? Like, or like one of the big ones like Iron Man. So like maybe like with a Hawkeye, because he doesn't have his own movie, he has a series, but Black Widow got a movie, right? Obviously, she was like a part of the original, but people could argue that so was Hawkeye because he was in Thor, right?
Yeah.
So, but maybe it was kind of like a Disney test to see how things went. I mean, sad to say, I wish they had more popularity because like I said, I love them both to death. And I think with that, obviously, you need movies and shows in order to push that popularity up, but it's tough.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm just happy they at least got something. You know what I mean?
You bring up a really great point, Derek. And I think just like how Raimi's Spider-Man and the original X-Men movies walked so the MCU could fly.
Yes.
Black Widow had to walk so that Echo could run, and so that these upcoming series is
Yelena,
like the Marvels and all these could have their chance in the sun. And you know what? Yeah, the world is better for it. I really appreciate the fact that Disney's being so open, and the MCU are doing such a great job at doing this. Because it's really easy to mess this up in one go. It is. And the fact that we're able to talk about multiple movies in the MCU speaks to that. Unfortunately, we can't do that with the DCEU as much. As hard as they try.
Yeah, sadly.
And it proves how tough what they're doing actually is. People are saying like, oh, there's a formula with Marvel now. Yeah, because if you deviate too far from it, you don't get the chance to do things like the Eternals. You don't get a chance to do things like Hawkeye, where you get to play with the formula. You have to have those movies that use the formula, those pieces of medium to get Endgame, which to get Infinity War that ends with a villain winning, right? Yeah. So that you could pay it off with Endgame. That's who. Show me another franchise that was able to do that aside from Star Wars.
Right.
Show it's not easy, and
it's not. It's time too. It takes time, and I think obviously we've said it so much that DCU has been just trying to jumpstart their universe, but it's not going to work. Like if you think about it, man, there's been a lot of questionable Marvel stuff back in the day, like the Marshmallow Hulk. I mean, even though a lot of people hated Iron Man 3, a lot of stuff. It just takes time. Thor 2, yeah, it's just a lot of things that were built up over time to make it so great. It just takes time, and going back to why we I think that just goes even more back to why we prefer having these shows as movies, because we get more of that storytelling of that stuff happening in the real world and not just in the movie where it's just set in a certain place and time. You know what I mean? Like this stuff is current day. You can it's relatable even more so. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's great that we're getting all this. Like, would you have been able to imagine a Hawkeye series when the MCU first launched? Okay, I would have imagined. I don't think it would have happened.
Right. Exactly. I would like if you told me, oh yeah, maybe they'll make a little series out of it. No. Have you seen like Shield? I believe that.
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been like Agents of Shield, where it's just him going on missions. No one would have been able to convince me that a Christmas special 6 episodes was going to be how we see Hawkeye's trauma.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's a perfect way to put it, yeah.
It's brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
It's brilliant.
It is fantastic.
It's equal parts Home Alone. It's equal parts Robin Hood. You know,
yes.
it's equal parts Mission Impossible. Right?
Yeah, I like that. I like
scaling
that,
the buildings and getting that final fight scene on the ice rink with all the trick arrows, like all the it's part James Bond. You know?
Yeah.
And the suit reveal, sir. The suit reveal was amazing. Oh no, I lost audio. Oh, give me a second. Let me reconnect. I lost audio doing all that. Oh gosh.
The voice got taken
There we
from
go.
you.
There we go. There we go.
I love that. I love that. That's how aggressive it was. I loved it.
Oh man, it was just so nice.
No, I totally agree, man. I totally agree.
I'm sorry about that, people.
No.
It's just so cool to have all of this unfold, because again, we don't get this every day, right? And you know, even less so with established properties that are so easy to mess up, like Star Wars. You know, to have someone like Hawkeye just come out of, you know, literally come out of the background and then to the forefront. It's a feat. You know, I want to be able to appreciate this with friends like you and with people who enjoy it as much as we do, because eventually the Marvel well will run dry, maybe. And we'll have to, you know, go back to these, but as they're coming out, we have to enjoy them while we can.
Yeah, right. And you got to give it to the writers too, man. It can't be easy to keep up with after the success with the first phase. You know, it's tough, man. It's hard to keep the ball rolling like that, especially with you got to get new people you got to fall in love with and like and hate. So it just takes time, guys. You know, just got to enjoy it while we can.
Yeah, new people.
Good time to be alive, man.
Kate Bishop, you know, Kamala Khan, all these characters that are so nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Oh yes.
Okay. We've talked about Clint, his family, Kate. We've mentioned Yelena and Maya. As a package deal, man, you know, going through the season, you know, they delivered a lot. Like, you tend to forget by the end of it that we actually got a lot of Clint's physical and emotional trauma out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get the payoff of Clint. It was so cheesy, but you saw Clint talk to Kate and be like, "You're my partner.
You're my partner,
and I'm not gonna leave until this is fixed." I was just like,
yeah.
It's so cheesy, but that's like, you know,
right.
so ninjas cutting onions somewhere.
Right. And you know, I really like how you said too with the season and how everything went. I'm glad for anything that like the Ronin idea was taken care of in this series, right? Like,
very well. Yes.
Obviously, I'm sure a lot of fans and maybe even people who don't like him that much were just wondering, how can you just get away with all that after people just blip and just forget about it? No. Obviously, we see here it comes back in ways where he didn't expect. And like he was just there with his family to hang out, and then all of a sudden, you know, like Ronin, whoa, why is this somewhere? So I'm really happy that matter was put to bed. Yeah. For his sake, right? Like, you obviously saw him struggle through it, like through the. I mean, obviously we might see more stuff involved still. You never know.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So, but I'm definitely happy that they expounded on that. Marvel has a good job with. You know, people wondering like plot holes, maybe. Oh, okay. Well, what about his Ronin era? Nope, we got a series for that. We got you.
Yeah,
and that. Yeah,
they planned this all in advance, right? We know that the MCU was like 5 years ahead. So they had this written out in at least in broad strokes by the time we saw Ronin on screen. So it's nice that, you know, man, I don't think they could have planned for Wilson Fisk because they weren't sure if they had the Netflix.
The rights, right?
Yeah, right. Like the rights back yet. But if this was, or even if it wasn't, the fact that they were able to tie it all together with someone as big as Wilson Fisk, you know, the crime kingpin, it's nice.
It's so nice, man.
Just sit back and relax.
I love how each of these series, they give you a little something that could be pushed off into something else. Like that could be its whole new thing. Like with Echo, that whole new side story. That's spawned from Hawkeye. And it's crazy. I love that. They're doing a good job, Marvel.
Oh yeah, man.
job.
Okay.
All right.
At the very end, Derek, they gave us that scene where Clint and Kate are walking away, and she's tossing names by Clint. Yeah, she's like, "What about Lady Hawk or Hawk
Right.
Eve?" Really glad those
Really
were
bad names.
Yeah, really
very
bad names. I'm glad they used those because those were gross.
Yeah.
Hawk Eve, and they do the thing. They do the invincible thing.
Yeah, I have an idea. How about it's like
How? Oh my
God.
god. What? How did you feel, man? Because I didn't. Okay, another thing
liked
that I
it.
didn't
I
expect.
liked it.
And it's just like it's warm, you know. It's warm.
Yeah, warm. Yeah, warm's a good word for that. I like that. It's very, very Marvel, right? Every time, like right when I saw that scene, like, oh, here comes the Chris Evans scene again. Avengers cuts off, right? Like, you never is he gonna say assembled? Is he gonna say assembled? No, man, I never know.
Oh, he mumbled it to himself.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I like. Yeah. Avengers. What? No. But yeah, I love the touch. The touch was great. It's a nice, warm ending to the whole series. I love that.
Oh man! And now that we're putting a bow on this, Derek, we're wrapping it up and putting a different kind of bow on it.
Yes.
Yes. I think there's nothing else to do. We gotta rate it. We gotta rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 trick arrows, Derek.
No.
Oh, you were ready. You knew I was gonna say it.
Let's see. I'll give it a. Let's see. It will be a tally this year. I'm gonna give this series as a whole. Yeah, I'm gonna explain as I'm giving it. I really love the character development. And the story was really good. You know, gotta appreciate the story. And not only that, Clint's hot. Okay, Maya was great. You had an extra set of people in there. You know, the Kingpin thing, that's 2 arrows by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, as much as there wasn't a lot of action in there, I still really appreciated the Christmas vibes. So out of the 9 arrows that I carry, I'm gonna give it a solid 8 trick arrows for me.
Dang, son.
And like I said, I know I'm more like action pushes that extra rating for me, but I will say, like, for those wondering, this is definitely not, if you're looking for an action, it is action packed, but it's not like action like packed like it usually is with the other ones.
Yeah.
It's still very good. The story is amazing. I love Hawkeye. I love the heroes that are underappreciated getting appreciated, so that's why I pushed it to an 8 for me. Definitely an 8.
You know what, Derek? We never disagree greatly. And I'm glad this isn't one of those times.
Yes.
All right. 8
Yes.
arrows out of 10.
He split my arrow down the middle.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Whoa. For the very same reasons. You know, the theme of found family is always something that we hear when it comes to the Avengers and when it comes to the MCU. You know, whether it's you know, Iron Man and Steve finding a group of people that could actually put up with them. You know, Steve finding a family out of his own time. Iron Man,
Yes.
Putting together a group that actually manages to get along and save the universe at the same time. You know, Banner, who thinks that he'd have to live alone forever because of his rage and his anger. Thor, a man literally from a different planet. You know, all of this, a spy who, in Natasha, who, you know, essentially lost her family a long time ago, and Clint,
Right.
who has his own family as well, but finds this group of people that he, surprised to himself, gets along with. You know, there's always a story of found family with the Avengers. And, yeah, and actually even in the MCU with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and
Yeah, perfect one. That's a good one.
the fact that they were able to do that with Kate and you know, finding family in the Bartons, I guess, you know, even though she kind of ditched her mom.
Yeah, right.
No, but overall, I really like the theme, and the fact that they managed to do this, like you said, in a Christmas theme really gives it points because
It does. It does.
How do you do it even? How do you start? And they just managed to do Hawkeye so well and do him justice and, you know, flesh out all those loose ends and bring up even more questions after the fact. Mm-hmm. Hawkeye is a real testament to what you can do with a little more time and a lot of patience and very careful planning, and still deliver a fun popcorn level series that has enough action to you know, just not make it all about the drama, which is what we expect from the MCU.
And that's what it's been like the last couple of series. It's been crazy stuff, crazy back-to-back crazy stuff. It's nice to have not as crazy, but still crazy, but enjoyable. And it's Christmas, nice family time. It's a good place to put Hawkeye, honestly. So good job.
Chat, let us know your ratings.
Yes. Give us your Trick Arrows rating.
Trick Arrow ratings. It's been an amazing 5 weeks. It has. In this journey. And I think we will get a second season based on the relationship of Clint and Kate and how they were kind of trailing. Oh, we didn't even mention the little Easter egg of why the watch was so important. Where Velma Dinkley, Linda Cardellini,
yes,
her character is Agent 19, who in the comics is Bobby Morse. Mockingbird, who also gets with who also ends up with Clint Barton in the comics. So it's all nice. You know, they managed to do all of this, give us the fan service.
They're great. They always find a way to intertangle everything. Very clever, Kevin. We were on to you.
Oh, did you see at the end? It said a Kevin Feige production. I was like, damn straight it is.
Yeah, damn straight it is.
That guy, man.
Go, Kevin.
I can't wait to see his take on a Star Wars property, because that's in the works, you know.
I mean, if you think about it too, it's kind of there because of Jon Favreau, right? Like, the minds are there, right? You know what I mean? Because Jon Favreau was the first Iron Man, and I think he did the other two. The second one I can't remember, but
you know how on the fence people are about Rey / Rey Skywalker, dude. Mm-hmm. If Kevin Feige takes on a Rey series, whether it's a movie series or a Disney Plus series,
I'd love it. I'm sure I could love it.
Dude, he would bring people together. He would
slap his name behind it. Or actually, you know what? Slap John and Jesus. I can't.
John and Jesus.
John and
Paul, Peter, and
Bando, Jon Favreau and Clone Wars.
Oh,
I'm losing it here.
Oh man, Dave Filoni. Gosh dang it.
Jesus, thank you, Dave Filoni.
I got you.
And speaking of that, that's probably what we're going to be talking about next time, guys, because that's coming up. Boba's coming. At least our daily fix of Marvel will not be unnoticed because we have more Disney products coming out in Boba Fett. I can't wait for that. Yeah. That's gonna be a good time to talk about that on the show. It's gonna be exciting.
And we have a giveaway. I'll post that tomorrow. I'll show it here.
Where's my beat? Oh, there he is.
Dude, we have a
Curse
giveaway.
Baby Yoda.
Derek, we have a giveaway for not Mandalorian, but for the Book of Boba Fett premiere.
Please tell.
In a week's time. It is this. Is the way headphone holder.
That is sick. That is
buddy.
So sick.
So your headphones go into here.
That is the way. That's the way?
This is the way.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's the way.
All right.
That's
so
dope.
Guys, keep your eyes peeled on the social media, and you could win this Boba Fett themed head holder.
Yeah.
Headphone holder.
Find out the way how to win. This is the way headset holder. Way in the future. Just keep going.
Soon. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Geekcast near you, to the social media near you. So check it out, guys.
Yes.
I'll definitely post that real soon.
Hell
Eric, I know we wax poetic a lot, but man, Hawkeye was worth it. Man.
It was worth it, man. It was totally worth it.
It's so good. I enjoyed this series.
Every knock, every shot.
Oh, man. I want to hit the archery range. If COVID wasn't happening, I
know, right?
And do you have a backyard you could set one up at?
I did. Before I moved to the apartment, I had a fairly big house I shared, right? But obviously, we have parks here though, so I could like take my target and bow, I can take it down there and just go.
Oh, man, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Just dress up as Hawkeye and just pretend to be like, yeah, I know Hawkeye. Yeah, we're cool, man. Yeah, me and him got the speed dial.
Man. Well, we're gonna end the episode here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
Oh my gosh, you guys can catch us more regularly after the turn of the year.
Yes.
We'll be back with what are we doing? I forget. What are we? Oh yeah, sorry. The Book of Boba Fett. We'll have the Mandalorian season 4. No, season 3.
Yes, season 3.
Season 3 coming up.
It's supposed to be post Boba. Yeah.
So yeah, we're excited about that.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm super hyped for that. And
me too, man.
Yeah, we have a lot of content coming up. We're excited about that. I'm going to be working on the next next week. I don't want to work this week.
Yeah, rest all you can. That goes for everybody. You guys enjoy the holidays and get all that rest you can and have some fun.
We have all that coming up. And we want to thank everyone who's tuned in today, who's tuned in all the time, who listens to the podcast, the audio version of this.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Our subscribers like Varan Sishu, Bimo King of Wu, Human Panda, who hit 3 years today.
Love you, man. Thank you.
Man. Nate, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Nerf Diva, Miko P, the Notorious KGM. Who else do we got here? Oh, Nope Thanks and Nope Plays. Instant DZ. I think those are the same account that just got split up.
Yeah, right.
They renamed. Ion Hammer. Showfox. Joe was here earlier. But I think it ended up being too late where he lives, right? Yeah. Yeah,
I think it's about 1 a.m. for him right now. So 1:30 a.m., yeah.
Okay. Denunci, Skirtso. Oh, I've subscribed 3 times already. Oh, because of all the gifted subs. Wisa, Renzo, Neogear, Booty Knight, and everyone else. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys. We appreciate you so much. Thank you all.
Derek, we said Joe's name 3 times and he showed up.
Baby Cakes. What's up, man?
Hey, Joe.
Hey.
He put out like a secret poll on Twitter. He's like, only cuties can see this. And I was like, oh my God.
I can see it. I'm a cutie. I'll do
it. Appreciate you, Joe. You guys can catch more Kutzline Geekcast real soon.
Yes.
Here on Twitch and on YouTube here. YouTube.com/Kutzline, Twitch.tv/Kutzline. Follow us on Instagram. We're getting more and more active there. Instagram.com/Kutzline or @Kutzline. Facebook and Twitter for our updates on when we go live. Facebook.com/QuitStallingUs and Twitter @QuitStallingUs. Sensei, where can people at home find you when you're not on the Kutzline Geekcast?
You guys can find me at the dojo on my stream @Sensei Humor. Streaming obviously for the most of the remainder of the year. I might not be streaming just due to holidays and family stuff, but you guys can catch me there. I do have some stuff on YouTube as well, which is also @Sensei Humor, or you can check out my lame tweets and bad puns @Sensei Humor _. And you might be catching me playing some games with little Herald here, maybe drop around the city, maybe pretty soon. And where can they find? Where can they see that happening, Harold? Where can they?
Oh, here on Twitch.tv/Kutzline and YouTube.com/Kutzline. Yes. Me and Sensei are gonna be tearing it up, but you also can catch me @Herald Plays on Twitter and on Instagram. Love you guys so much. Eric, take us away, buddy.
Yes. All right, guys. We thank you so much again for everybody that came to stop by and hang out and talk about Hawkeye. We are going to see you guys hopefully very soon. If we don't see you, we'll see you same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, get off your butts. Merry Christmas and quit stalling. We love you guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Love you.
It's not. Why isn't the outro playing? Let me just raise the volume on this.
Right.
Yeah. There, the outro is gonna be playing now, and we'll just have the Christmas music.